This is Deplorable Bobby, and this is the way I see it. And tonight, I want everybody to welcome my good friend Ron from Arizona. So he's out there on Pacific time, I guess. Dangerous Freedom, good friend of mine. Welcome him here. And I have to say, before we get started, Alex from Disabled Vest Perspective was going to be here tonight, but he had some storms in his area and he's on satellite. And he gave me a call just a little while ago and he said he's just really not going to be able to make the stream because it would be broken up and he didn't want to disrupt the stream. I wish he could have been here. And he made a promise that he would join me again later. 12B Georgia, glad you're here, brother. Ron, can you see the chat?
I can. There's a bit of a lag though.
Okay, well, there's a lag for everybody on this, but pardon me. 12B Georgia, glad you're here. You're the first one. And I'm just welcoming Dangerous Freedom to the show tonight. Florida Jim, good to see you. Yeah, I hit 9 o'clock today. Well, it's 8 o'clock. But anyway, we made it, brother. Glad you're here. And I know you know our buddy Ron over here. So we'll get some more people in here in a minute. DM promised to be here and a few others. So we're going to get, to that kind of stuff. But and Ron, actually, I want you to say something, but I want to hold you off until we get some people in here that maybe other than, well, Lone Star Preps. Great, man. I haven't seen you before.
Hey,
is that one of your friends? Is that one of your friends, Ron?
That's one of my friends.
Tell us about him.
Okay, well, he lives in Texas, and he's just your average guy, average.
Oh, Shonda.
He cares about his family, and
evidently he cares about you too. He joined this stream.
Well, 3%, we tend to stick to each other. We're family. That's one thing about, oh, sorry, I'm breaking your spiel there.
No, you go right ahead.
We are family. It doesn't matter if you want to join part of a group that calls themselves 3%, that's fine. Or you can just be a 3% and plan your own way. That's fine too.
That's right. Because that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit tonight. Hello, Sam Tampa and Pete the Patriot and Sam, Sandra Ann McGibbon, William 757, Dollar Tidwell, DM. I knew you were going to make it, my dear. Thank you so much. I was talking to Dangerous Freedom today, and I said, I wonder which clone is going to show up tonight for DM because she's everywhere. She has to have clones. So we had a little laugh about you, DM. So Donna, understand we love you, but you are everywhere. And God bless you, lady, for all you do, because you are a dear friend to the Patriot family. Sam Tampa, Florida Jim, Sonder. Thank you so much, Shonda, for being here. I've missed you. I'm glad you're back. And then we have Spirit Talker, I think was in here. I'm not sure if I saw Spirit Dancer or not, but 12B Georgia. So let's talk a little bit tonight, Dangerous Freedom. I was going to do a little spiel about the 3%ers since you brought that up. And as y'all can see, those of you that don't know, that is a 3%er flag. So what I'm going to talk about for just a minute is I want to talk about the 3%ers. And I'm going to give you really what they are and what they stand for. So, you hear this term 3%ers all the time. Oh, yeah, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that you're going to do this? And let's see what this is. The 3%ers is a Patriot American militia, and it's a movement group whose members pledge to protest and armed resistance against attempts to curtail our Constitution. And they advocate for the straight and the most simple interpretation of the Constitution, and believing in armed rebellion against government or overreach especially when it comes to respect to guns. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that last part I read was the Second Amendment. So, Ron, I'm going to put it in your court. You're the professional here. I am a 3%er. I'm one of those that you talked about that does not belong to a group, but I stand ready and I stand armed. As you can see, one of my weapons behind me. And while I'm talking about it, you got to look at this knife. Man, this knife is one of the best knives I've ever had in my life. This is a K-bar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ron's a big K-bar guy. Do you have your K-bar on you by hand, by chance?
I keep it with my ammo, which is in the
Oh, that's fine. But anyway, that's a K-bar, people. And I'm going to tell you, I got it from American Patriot Supply. I hope I got that right, DM. You tell us, Ron, who was it?
I'm out. Okay. I'm wearing a shirt. Yeah. It's from American Freedom Supply.
American Freedom Supply. There you go. See, I have a short memory. I got so much stuff in here. I can't remember all this stuff, but it's American Freedom Supply. You go to them, you want any kind of knife, and I'm going to tell you they've got it for you. I bought this knife, and I'm going to tell you, I bought it because this knife represented me and the Army. It's a 120 anniversary issue of K-bar, the same knife they used in World War I and World War II. This knife has dug foxholes, it's pounded tent stakes, and it's killed a lot of the enemy. So I had to have it because as an Army veteran, a proud, honorably discharged Army veteran. Because I'm going to tell you, you got a lot of these people today. I meet them all the time, Ron. And maybe you do too. I don't go out to bars anymore, but back when I used to go to bars, you'd be talking to people, and oh yeah, they were military, and they had all this service, and they did all this, and they were there at this time. But if you're already know what happened during that time, and because you were there, and here they are trying to tell you what happened when you were there, and you know what they're telling you is a lie. They don't. I've got a friend of mine, and I didn't know until the other day. Who would have thought? Other than honorable discharge. Never would have dreamed it. I guess it doesn't matter. But if you're going to serve honorably. Because when you come out, you're going to be in a situation like we are right now. And I need to count on you. And you need to be able to count on me. And to do that, we have to be honorable to each other. So you tell me, what are we going to do, Ron? You've got the floor. Nice Armory. Glad you're here.
Okay.
I haven't seen you. Let me give a couple shout outs right quick. Nice Armory.
Yeah.
Look, Dangerous Freedom's even here. Chandra Graphics, Starla Tidwell. DM, thank you. So go ahead, Dangerous Freedom. Let you run.
Democrat Jeff in there.
Yeah, Brandal's here. He's our buddy, though. I love him.
All right. So about the false, what is it? False honor, or fake valor.
Yep.
I've always had an issue with that, even though I've never served. I'll just point that out. I've never served. I mean, I've done my time here in the States trying to build this country. Well, a lot of my friends have been off fighting for it.
There's a lot of way to serve, brother. There's a lot of way to serve.
And so anyhow, yeah, I do have a serious issue with that. I know some places actually have laws against it. Or at least I've heard they have laws against it, which I think is reasonable. I don't know about jail time necessarily. I mean, unless they push it to a level, like if you're trying to use like a fake uniform to get into a nuclear base, then yeah, perhaps they have the right to shoot you on the spot. I think that's probably justified. But as far as, you know, walking through like the say the shopping mall and having a uniform on, and people come up and say, "Oh, thank you for your service," and you say, "Oh, you're welcome," or whatever. Yeah, I hope that guilt weighs on them very heavily in their life, because they have never actually been out there and defended their country or their own life. So that's how I feel about
Well, I was blessed when I was in the military. I was in Germany most of my time, and but we did get called up. You remember, you were just a kid. You may not remember, but there was an attack on the Cole, and we had some sailors killed, some
that. Oh,
Marines.
um,
The attack on the USS Cole,
yeah, I heard.
and we went on alert, and we mustered, and we got on the planes, and we were ready. We were already in the air when they sent us back. But that's the closest I ever came to combat. But uh, everybody, every single person there, even those that were the last of the U.S. You have to, and let me explain this right quick because people don't know if they weren't in the military. If you were called RA, that's regular Army. That means you enlisted. If you were a U.S., that means that you were drafted. Uh-oh, we lost you.
No, I'm still here. I've got to do something really quick.
Oh, okay. So you're censoring yourself. Okay. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, if now you made me lose my place.
I'm
But
sorry.
that's okay. But yeah, you were either one of the two. You were an RA, which is regular Army, or a US, which is the last of the draftees from the Vietnam War. They carried the draft, I don't know, up until 72 sometime. And I went in 72. So even though I enlisted, I've served with people who were drafted. And I'm going to tell you, those people, they didn't want to be there. The Vietnam War was over. They had been drafted. And here they are working in a supply and transport battalion. And they don't want to be there. They were not good soldiers. They never dressed out properly. They never worked well. They didn't care. But you know, it was the regular army, the ones who enlisted, that carried the load. But you know, that's a different time than it is now. That was peacetime. Oh, I love you, brother. So glad to see you, old man. I haven't seen you, uh, Rip Van Dangerous. Everybody, I want you to meet my dear friend Rip Van Dangerous. He's hoping someday to look like that. But right now, he's living a pipe.
I'm in disguise right now.
I know Nice Armory is going to get a chuckle out of that.
My brother Jim. Hey Joe, I bet Joe, if he's watching this, he's gonna laugh.
I hope Joe's here.
Got a beard, or even people that don't have a beard. No, I love this thing.
That's so cool, brother.
Oh, yeah, Halloween. Yeah.
Now continue where you left off.
Speaking of Halloween, my son and I bought a couple of pumpkins today, and we're gonna go out and carve them up tomorrow.
Are you going to use your 5.56 or are you going to use your 40 cal?
Probably both. We're just gonna make sure they're carved up till there's only brains left.
Oh, we're going to have a zombie fest. Yeah, okay. All right, everybody. This is Dangerous Freedom, man. Y'all got to love him. And you know, most everybody in here knows everybody else. But if you don't know him, man, you got to check him out. He's so cool. And he loves checking out on me. He likes leaving me hanging here. But we came into this thing together, and somehow we're going to get through it together. I knew, I knew when this started that it was probably going to turn into all kinds of conversation and everything else. And that's why, hey, the real Brooklyn. I'll tell you how things are going. It's going great now that you're here. If you are in Brooklyn, welcome. You got a guy in Arizona and a guy in Georgia. So come right on in with Katrina Stafford and Benny. Hello, Benny. How you doing, brother? And Shonda. Glad you're still here. feeling creative at Shonda and Ann McGibbon. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm glad people are getting motivated to do stuff. And that's why I talked to my buddy Ron here. And I've been telling him, man, you got to do more videos. And so tell us about some of your videos that you've done, Ron.
Well, I'm kind of all over the place. I mean, I do have quite a few with my kids. I absolutely love my kids and my family. I
Great.
I try and instruct them and teach them how to do things. And now my oldest son, he's not even 20 yet, and he's teaching me things about air conditioning. And it's like, wow, okay, I'll just let him do that. But but I do
Yeah.
get a chance to teach them. I also I do make a lot of range videos
Hey, Alex.
every time I get a chance. Oh, Alex is in the chat. Good for him. Where are you, asshole? Oh. Where are you, bro?
Uh-oh, DM, get him, DM.
So I do make some range videos. I think YouTube is really getting upset with me though, because I've noticed lately that a lot of channels that I watch like on a daily basis, I'm like,
Right.
they just take me off of their subscribe list, and every time I'll resubscribe on a video, and then I'll click on the next one, and I'm unsubscribed again. So
Wow.
I don't know. I mean, censorship. You tell me. I think so. I think it's crap, and they're really getting under my skin. But since we're here now, I'll let that one go. What else do I do? I do messages. I also have shown some on how I prepare food, store food. Everybody does it different. I mean, you can store this stuff however you want. You know, do a little bit of research. It's not that difficult. I have a lot of friends that, you know, they're planning for just like one or two people, so they freeze dry, or I shouldn't say freeze dry. They wrap their packages smaller than me. I wrap mine usually in 5-gallon buckets
Hey, Tony.
because I've got kids back here that like literally without 100 pounds of rice will starve out in a year. I'm telling you. But I'll digress on that. They're good kids and they are workhorses. They're smart, and my son is almost a better shot than I am. So,
Well, that's what you want. If you're
mhm.
going to be on the front lines, you want a better shot shooting over your head.
Well, you know, when he turned 18, I built him his first rifle, and I was like, when I gave it to him, I was like, you are part of the militia now, and he understands that.
That's fantastic. And that's what we were talking about was the militia. But right quick, I want to holler at Colleen O'Sullivan and Florida Jim still here, and Tony Patriot, brother. Glad you're here. And DM, always DM. DM, as always, post anybody's URLs that's got content in here. And I think I saw Liberty Smith. Liberty Smith, interrupt just for a minute, Ron, will be with me next Friday night. And we're going to do an hour with Liberty Smith. So be sure you come then. And I'm going to try to get DM or History B or maybe both of them to come in one night. And we're going to try to get other people, maybe even American Joe if he has time. But we're going to get this done. And right now we're going to get back to my guest, who is Dangerous Freedom from Mesa, Arizona. And we were talking about the Second Amendment. And we were talking about our responsibilities as 3%ers and what really, if you're going to call yourself a 3%er, exactly what's expected of you, because I believe to be a 3%er, you have to commit to a cause.
Um, in a sense, you do, but a lot of it is spiritual. You have to find that within yourself. What being a 3%, what are you willing to do to protect your family and to protect their future?
Exactly.
That is
Yeah.
the point we're at right now. When you get assholes out here on a debate stage literally saying, oh, we're taking your guns. We've had this situation before, man. It's like these people don't remember history. We did this about 250 years ago, back in Lexington.
Right.
And now they want to push this shit again. Sorry, Donna. Sorry. I'm working on it. You're lucky that's only the first curse word. Actually, she's probably keeping a log on me. He's all right.
Damn fantastic. He's not going to let you get away with nothing.
Freedom, $10 for all the cuts.
yeah. She'll send you an email or a text and tell you, hey, man, you owe X amount of dollars into the kitty. So instead of putting the kitty while I'm at it, send it to me. I sure could use the money. I'll tell you what, I'm struggling, but we're getting this stuff done, and we're getting these videos out. I want to be able to get rid of that little StreamYard deal up there in the corner, and when I do that, I'll be able to do a whole lot more. I mean, I can actually add all kinds of backdrops, banners. I can run stuff across the screen over the top of us. But you're limited on the free version. So if I get some PayPal donations, I plan to do that with the money. It's like, I don't know, $25 a month. And not Dangerous Freedom, but Spirit Talker said, well, Lord, if you only had, 25 people donate $1 a month, you'd be able to pay for the service. And I said, well, we'll see how that goes. So I'm not making a promo for PayPal. But if you'd like to donate to my channel and help me grow, help me get other people in here, and let's do some really good videos. Let's have some good live streams, like the one we have tonight with my friend Ron in Mesa, Arizona. So tell me a little something. I was watching the news this week, and everything around the Second Amendment seemed to be centered in Colorado. And that they've got it to now on their red flag laws that it doesn't matter if it's the guy who is bagging your groceries at the grocery store. It could be a taxi cab driver or somebody you happen to know that you passed on the street can now make a phone call, and you are automatically put into the red flag law investigation. And you know what red flag laws mean, but here's what bothers me is if I wanted to take out what do they call it? A warrant so you can't come around me. It would cost you $97 to get a warrant to keep me from coming around you. But yet you can get a warrant against somebody to take their guns that you barely know or don't even know, if you're that kind of person, to turn them in for whatever reason, and there's no charge. They've waived all fees. So what they're doing is they're asking for people, turn people in. It ain't going to cost you nothing. It's free. Just turn them in. And that's what they're trying to do.
And that's why I never call police. Only if there's a body.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, those are the only 2 times I've ever dialed 911.
Well, that's understandable. But I mean, can you understand that? I mean, if it's in Colorado as well as New York and New Jersey, they're all arresting people.
Well,
when is it going to become a nationwide problem where they're arresting people across the entire United States because of red flag laws?
Oh man, our first Democratic president again. Yeah, that'll be the end of it. I mean, I don't care if it's a Cory Booker or a Beto or a Kamala, any of them. They can't be president. In fact, they shouldn't even be a party anymore. And for that matter, I think we should do away with the Republican Party. You are either a patriot and all of the country votes for you, or all of the country votes for another person. But as far as this one party crap, if you're not a patriot, honestly, I don't think you have any right in voting.
Well, I can understand that, and I think what you're looking at is we could go in retrospect and look back at George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, who were Federalists. They weren't Republicans or Democrats.
No, they were statesmen.
They were statesmen, exactly. They were for America. They all fought for the same thing in the Revolutionary War. They all fought together. Yeah. But when it got to you know, years later with people like Andrew Jackson, and you'll get a video soon on me with Andrew Jackson. You'll find out I don't care much for him. But Andrew Jackson was a member of the Democratic Republican Party. There's no such thing as a Democratic Republican Party. Well, there's no such thing as a Democratic Party. It's called the Demon Rat Party. And that's what they are. But they were an offshoot from our beloved friend and hated President Andrew Jackson. The only reason I say that is because he caused the death of so many thousands and thousands of Indians needlessly. But anyway, never mind that he was a racist. He also was one of the ones who started the Democrat Party, or the Demon Rat Party, as I call it. And I've had videos removed because I say the wrong thing, but I'm not going to watch my tongue. To me, they are the Demon Rat Party.
And I thought once upon a time they used to be a party for the working man. Am I wrong? If so, it was before my time.
You remember the old song from Alabama? When he talked about you never get a Southern Democrat to vote like that. Well, see, used to, the Democrat Party meant one thing in the South and it meant another thing in the North. This was right after the war between the states. You had a break in the Democrat Party. You had the Northern Democrats and the Southern Democrats. Well, the Northern Democrats eventually filtered over into the Republican Party, and the Southern Democrats are the ones that you see today who used to be Republican or at least conservative in their thoughts and in their ideas and processes. But somehow between the time that they went from the Southern Democrats, into the Democrat Party, it changed. Look at the Democrats that served, and they served well. I think Eisenhower was a Democrat, so was Kennedy. Well, forget Lyndon Johnson and all the rest of them. It don't matter. But at one time, is what I'm saying, back in history, these people actually had credence, and they were a good party for the people. But somehow they changed to where now they want to keep you under their thumb, give you freebies. So what do you think about that?
I think they're crooks. They steal from us and they basically steal from the working man and give it to the lazy. That is how I look at it.
And they're certainly not Robin Hood. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
But
geez, I could go down a rabbit hole. I don't think I want to do it on this.
As long as you don't cuss, you'll be all right.
Okay. This welfare state that they've implemented, what was it? Late or when did
1963?
63. Jeez. And look at what it's done already. It's destroying our nation. It's entitling people that should have no entitlements. For that matter, they shouldn't even vote. They should not have a right to vote. If you don't work, if you don't contribute to this country in any way all your life, even I don't care if you have 20 kids, but if you don't work and you only raise gangbangers or whatever, I'm not trying to be racist here, but I'm just saying if you raise a bunch of criminals, no, that person shouldn't deserve the right to vote. And so it should not count. But now they're letting illegals vote. And I know they are. We all know they are. I don't know how they're doing it, because if I find out about it, I'll guarantee you I'll be the first one to record it and make a big stink about it. But they shouldn't, welfare shouldn't exist. It's making people too lazy, and that's a big part of the problem right there. You take away the welfare and a lot of this will go away. I guarantee it, especially all these immigrants trying to come up here. they'll be like, oh, well, if we go up there, they're going to turn us away and, give us a
Hey,
gallon of water and say, get back to wherever you came from. And that's the way we should be doing it.
well, and believe it or not, what I see happening, and I've seen it over the years, and we have a welfare system since 1973. Ever since Lyndon Baines Johnson said, "We'll give these," and I'm not going to say the word, even though he did say it. I'm not going to say the N word. He said, "We'll give these N words welfare, and they'll vote for us for 200 years," and he was dead right, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but
you see.
Here we are.
That was a under the table, behind the knee cut to the Black Americans. They saw it as a blessing coming because they had been deprived. I'll admit that. But he gave freebies. He gave freebies for children. He gave freebies if you don't have a man in the house. And see, that's where the downfall came with the Demon Rat Party, was when they started giving out welfare. They gave more money if there was no man in the house. They destroyed the family structure of the Black people. Not only did Margaret Sanger back in 1933 start Planned Parenthood, and her whole idea behind Planned Parenthood was to genocide the Black race. That was her whole intentions. And now, since what was it, 73, I guess again, here we had Roe versus Wade. So that changed Margaret Sanger's genocide against Black people to Planned Parenthood against Black people. We've had more Black babies aborted in our history than we ever have had white people. So they don't care about the Black race. They don't care about the white race. What they care about right now is the race coming across the border who can be votes. And they want those of age. And they don't care if you're legal or illegal. They're going to have an attorney. They're going to have an advocate. They're going to have somebody there with paperwork signing you up, registering to vote as soon as you cross that border and get out of custody if you're released into the United States. And you know that as well as I do. They're going after the Latino vote. That's their base.
Well, it's probably because they're losing a lot of their Black base.
Cheshire Cat, glad you're here. I got to give a couple shout outs. I see people I haven't seen. Cheshire Cat, Linda Horner, God bless America. Glad you're here. Shonda, thank you for hanging out. Sandra Ann McGibbon and Cheshire Cat, thank you again for being here. I'll try to shout y'all out as much as I can. But everybody, if you are not subscribed to me, please subscribe. If you're not subscribed to Dangerous Freedom, please subscribe. Give us a like, watch our videos, and hit that bell icon so you'll know when either one of us are going live. Oh, good to see Big Jim still in here too.
I know. Well, I think it's probably never mind. Anyways, so y'all, I got a couple of pumpkins today.
There's your big knife, Jim. That's yours.
So tomorrow I'm going to be doing some pumpkin carving, and I'll be posting some videos on that. You might want to be watching for it.
I imagine you'll be going to the range. Is that right?
Yeah, there will be gunfire. And hollow. Good. And hollow points. Definitely hollow points. They seem to work best on them.
Well, buy enough pumpkins now so you can get plenty of good close-up shots. That'll be a lot of fun. Carving a pumpkin with an AR. That'll be cool.
My son can do it. He's a natural.
Well, he's a better shot than you.
No, almost.
You know what you need to do is you need to get rid of those scopes. And y'all need to work off of peep sights for a while.
He can do that too.
I mean, if I can shoot a silhouette at 400 yards in the military with peep sights, I know you can.
Yeah, it'd be a big silhouette, but yeah, sure.
No, you ought to try that sometime. Get off that scope and zero it for the peep sights and just
I
you'll be
wish,
amazed. You'll be amazed at your progress if you learn to use those peep sights.
I do wish I had a 400-yard range that was that close by, but unfortunately, they want you to pay for it and they tell you how to shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
We've discussed this. It just goes all against my training.
So what do you get? About 100 yards, 150, something like that?
Yeah, I can get up to about 150. Yeah.
Well, that's good range. That's good target practice.
Yeah, with steel, I'm telling you. Oh, I love my steel.
Explain to people what that is.
Oh, steel targets. It's like
The ding, ding, ding.
it's the next best thing to sliced bread. To be
It's
honest,
music. It's music is what it is.
I've seen people make music with steel targets. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just have steel frying pans of different sizes, and you can just make a little song with it. But
I've done
ding,
that.
ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
Actually, these are more the kind where if you had to put them in a pack, they're bulletproof. I mean,
Yeah.
it would
Probably
take.
stainless steel.
Yeah, well, they'll take a fit. They would take a PMG to pierce it. Not to say that you get shot with like soft armor.
Yeah.
Most rifle rounds are gonna go through it. Um, you'll stop like pistol calibers, which that's something. But to be honest, I just prefer not to get into any situation like that. I would stay out of it, and I would rather hit them downrange to where they never even get close to my area. But now now I'm getting off on another topic. I've got I've got plans. I've
That's
got
okay.
plans on top of plans.
Okay.
Um,
That's why I got you on here. And I really hated that Alex couldn't join us because of the weather, though. I'm glad he popped in here a little while ago, but I haven't seen him lately, so I'm sure he's having weather problems. But I was going to ask you, um, you have your food stored in, in containers, and for how long can that food stay in there before and still be usable in the future?
well, depending on how you store it, if you are able to take all the air out of it and store it in a place that's going to be dry, and a big part of it is you want to keep rodents and other pests out of it, which I don't really have an issue with. Even the scorpions don't mess with my rice, but if you keep it right, it'll last upwards of 20 to 25 years.
Wow. And you store that stuff in what, 5-gallon buckets?
Yep.
And what, you have to put some kind of moisture
Yeah,
thing in there?
you put in one of the oxygen absorbers, and then they put that in I mean, I've gotten ammo. Even my ammo cans come with that in it. It's like,
Right.
okay, why? But whatever. I mean, it's just like when I got that knife from American Freedom Supply. The outside of the box on the K-bar said, "Warning: this knife is known to cause cancer in the state of California." And I'm like, really? It's a K-bar knife, and they're worried about cancer. Well, I guarantee with this knife, you could cut the cancer out of them. I mean, I don't know. Jeez, that was the dumbest freaking warning I've ever seen. California is so backwards and retarded at this point. Sorry.
Well, I've still got the box that mine came in,
So do I.
but I'd have to look. I don't remember if I saw a moisture pack in there or not. Now that you mention it, I think maybe I might have.
It might have been in there.
Yeah. I'm sure that Big Jim could tell us because I don't know if he puts them in or not, but anyway, it absorbs moisture.
Yeah, Jim probably gave mine a kiss. Oh, this one's.
Well, I did want to bring up one thing about tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, depending on if Alex is up and running, he's supposed to have more storms tomorrow. If he's not, I'm going to come on at 7 p.m. and I'm going to run through the 8 o'clock hour. I have a it's not a message and it's not a sermon, but I have some stuff that I'd like to bring to you tomorrow as a Sunday video. So if he's going to be able to go live, I'll post it sometime live during the day, but maybe I'll get a couple of you in here. So just look for that tomorrow. And what do you have planned as far as training? Are you planning on going shooting anytime soon, or?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Well,
Me and actually, tomorrow it's going to be both of my sons, because my oldest is 19 and he's really stepping up. He's getting a lot more responsibility. I'm really proud of him. My youngest, he's 15. He's he reminds me of me. He's my mini me. If you ever seen Austin Powers, that kid is my mini me. Like literally, he's doing all the stuff I used to do, and unfortunately, I'm at the age where it's like, quit doing that. But he's like me and he doesn't listen, you know. But I do get through to him enough to where he knows what he wants to do with his life, or he's getting an idea of what he wants to do with his life, I should say. He's not afraid of hard work. And so we're going to go out shooting tomorrow, and I hope to get some good footage. It's been a while since this boy's been out shooting an AR. Me and my son, I don't know if you watched it, was it 2 weekends ago? I posted like 4 or 5 range videos, and my son is just getting so good. I mean, he can shoot the target off of he can shoot the steel off of the target. Getting very good, very good.
Yeah, I was watching him last week. He was popping them off and making them sing. But you've got to do a little bit more blood videos, though. You only put one of those up.
No, I mean,
if you're going to cut yourself, you might as well show everybody what you did with your finesse.
All right. Well, I would show you some more videos. The only problem is where I work, they really frown on us. I mean, you know, it's not.
Oh yeah. Before we go, tell us about what you do for a job. What do you do for a living?
I work for a company and we ship auto parts.
Okay, you sucker, you got me.
But our auto parts of the class C14 or 14C explosives. We ship all kinds, you name it. I mean, I've been shipping gunpowder, literally. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but like literally, I've been shipping tons of gunpowder, like 4.227, 7.977, and just recently we were shipping a big lot of Winchester 296 to Thailand.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, what is Thailand doing with gunpowder? I mean, normally when you make these airbags, you use a higher grade explosive, like zirconium perchlorate, blah, blah, blah. ZPP is what we call it, but it's zirconium and perchlorate. Maybe somebody in the chat will know it. Perchlorate something, and potassium, zirconium,
potassium
perchlorate, and we mix that, and that seems to do the trick. And it's like better than an M80, I'm telling you. And it's like the size of a pencil eraser. It's itty bitty little thing that goes bang, and it's like, wow, I wonder if you put one of those in a barrel of a gun, what it would do. And most people say, well, it'd blow up your barrel.
Wow. So those are airbag igniters then, right?
Yes. Those they mix with the they have it's not a solution. Let me think here for a second. We make the explosives. They make the the propellant. They put the propellant into the airbag, and we make the explosive to ignite the propellant, which makes the thing go pop and save lives.
Oh, okay. Wow. All
Yeah,
right. Well, that's cool.
yeah, it's interesting. But I get to ship all over the world. I mean, I ship to China, I ship to Korea, I ship to Germany. I will tell you this: we do not ship to North Korea. We don't ship to Russia. We don't ship to the Middle East. Those are three right off the bat we don't ship to. And I don't know if it's because the airports don't accept us or just America said, no, screw you guys. But
So do you have to have any kind of classification or anything to work there?
yes, I had to take a hair follicles test. I had to pass a certification, DOT certification, which it's a 16-hour class. It's a 2-day class. Especially if you ship just by ground, you can do it in 1 day. But since I ship both air and ground, it took a 2-day class. It's interesting what you'll learn in that class. Um, I have learned a lot of new stuff because I've been in the crating and packaging and shipping and built. I've been in so many different careers in my life. This one's different because I've never had the responsibility to where you better make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, because if you make a mistake on this stuff and there's a mishap and say something goes off inside the plane, they could sue me and I could be in prison.
Yeah, it's coming back to the packer.
Yep. The shipper. Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes back.
Wow.
And the last case scenario they brought up, oh man, we're getting late on time.
That's all right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So when I was taking my training, the guy said the case scenario that they're going from was back in the, I want to say mid 90s. Somebody was shipping some explosives and they mislabeled it, and it ended up blowing up in a passenger plane and killed like 287 people.
Wow.
2 of the people from the company they absconded. They went south. Nobody's been able to see them. The one they were able to catch, he is on the hook for $5 million plus damage, plus he's looking at a lifetime in prison.
Wow.
And so that's why the ATF and E, I quote, make a quote, because if it was up to me, the ATF would be gone. But that little and, or that and E, I think should still be there to a sense, because you can't just be shipping anything you want negligently, because when they ship this stuff on on passenger airplanes, you're risking so many lives, it's uncool. And so a big part of my job is keeping people safe in a roundabout way. It's keeping people safe.
Man, I want to tell you, I wouldn't want to have a job with that much responsibility, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can do it.
Yeah. I mean, I worked as a paramedic for a lot of years, and I drove a truck for a lot of years. And I know pushing 80,000 pounds down the highway or dragging it down the highway is pretty dangerous. But I never thought about it, about something that I could do could affect that many people. I mean, you're talking a disaster when a plane's affected. So, yeah, you have a lot of responsibility with your job. So I commend you for that.
And well, it's the truck drivers like you that still haul this stuff, because we don't ship it all by airplane. In fact, I would say 2/3 of it we ship by truck. So did you ever have your CDL with the hazmat cert?
Oh yeah, I had all that.
Yeah, so you've probably hauled this stuff.
I've hauled ammo. I've hauled all kinds of stuff. I've even hauled DOD hauls where they loaded my truck and it only added 100 pounds to my wagon, but yet I had 2 cars in front of me and 2 cars behind me, all the way from Virginia to Texas, where I was to deliver it. So I was only carrying a 100-pound package. but I was carrying, but I had two unmarked cars in front of me, two unmarked cars behind me, and I stopped when they stopped. I got fuel when they got fuel. It was I only did that twice, but it's one of those deals to where you have to have a background check, and be cleared, just like buying a weapon, and in order to haul those kind of loads. But we were never privy to what we were actually hauling.
No, because if you knew, you're holding.
I mean, I could have been hauling yellow cake uranium, and
nuclear war.
I don't know, because I wasn't allowed to get out of my truck when they loaded me, and I wasn't allowed to get out of my truck when they unloaded me. So I had no idea what I was hauling.
It might have been the alien. They were transporting it from Roswell over to wherever now.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you now, you don't want to get off on aliens with me, because I was always an alien enthusiast. I really was. And maybe I still am to an extent, but I have it somewhat tempered now because of my belief in God. And, maybe God's an alien. I don't know. But if he is, he's certainly the most powerful of all of them. But yeah, I try to stay away from conspiracy theories, because, man, I can get really deep in them. I mean, there's so many out there. And if you listen to half of the people on YouTube today, that's what they're doing, is they're throwing out there a theory, it's not procrastination. It's just the opposite of that, I guess. I don't know what that would be, but they're projecting. They're projecting into the future what it's going to be, and they're acting like it's today. To be honest with you, I don't care if we have aliens at Area 51. I really don't care. We're never going to get the truth, until one of them lands in our front yard, or beams us up, Scotty. We're not going to know, because we're just the American idiot people. And we're going to be fed every kind of lie about the aliens that we've been fed about every war, that we've been fed about every politician in the United States. Everything we hear is a lie. Everything today, if it's not of God, is a lie. And it all comes from Satan. I'm talking about the North Koreans, the Iranians, the Chinese, maybe even the Russians, but surely Hillary, and the Podestas, and that whole Comey, all those people, they all need to hang. And I get flack. Well, you shouldn't be like that. Well, why not? It's by saying I shouldn't be like that is what gives them a free walk to do what they do. So I'd like to spend these last few minutes, if I could, talking about the deep state.
Okay, I'm guessing that's my cue.
That's your cue, brother.
Oh yeah, the deep state. So basically, you're talking about the bureaucrats, and I kind of touched on this when I was talking about like the ATF. They should be disbanded. If anything, they should be a damn convenience store. I've always agreed with that. The CIA, I mean, come on now. They're not intelligent at all. They're corrupt. They've got the C right, corrupt intelligent agency. FBI, they need to be dialed way back. They need a lot of reform, because they're one of the bureaucracies that seem to have like total oversee of even the CIA sometimes. It's like,
right.
How does this bureaucrat not elected? They're not elected. How do they get so much power to where they can even elect the politician?
Yep.
I should take that back. Our elected representatives. Now, there's a difference though. Some representatives are actually our representatives, and then there are a lot of these people that are just like, oh, well, my daddy was the governor, so I'll just become a senator, and they stay in there 20, 30 years. No term limits, dude. You're allowed what? if you're young, I'll give you what, maybe 10, 12 years. If you do good enough, maybe you can run for a different office. But after that, you're done. You know, no more of this 20 and no lifelong career. You should never ever be able to make a lifelong career out of being a politician. It is just not what our forefathers wanted. Our forefathers came in there as soldiers and educators, and it's just people that wanted to be free. And now we got these people up there that don't even understand what a damn gun is or how it works. They know, oh, this thing kills people. That's all they know. And because everybody's jumping on this gun bandwagon, we'll say, oh, the guns are bad. Yet when you look at it, people beating and kicking other people kill way more. They kill like 2/3 more than anybody does with a rifle. And if you want to talk about handguns, you have to look at knives. Knives kill more people than handguns. Um, it's
Yep.
it's just I hate how they always demonize the guns and they demonize us gun owners because we have constitutional rights and we believe in our freedom and we are the 3%. And we will stand up for those freedoms, even in the face of tyranny, even at gunpoint. We'll stand up for it. At least I will. I hope I'm not alone. But
Well, I have no doubt, Ron, that you're sincere in everything that you say. I've known you for a while, and I believe if I was in a firefight, I'd like to have nobody more than you standing beside me. I don't think either one of us would turn tail and run. But, that's what it's all about. We have to be prepared today. Like it or not, it's going to come down to the point to where we have no choice. It's going to be them or us, and eventually that's what it's going to be, and that's what I hate about it. You have Pelosi and Schumer and all that gang, with this shift and all this crazy stuff they're doing. Man, they don't even want to pass legislation that's good for their own constituents. They want to venture off over here on this wild goose chase to defeat the president of the United States who won in 2016, and they can't get their head wrapped around it. And in essence, all they're doing is hurting their own people, hurting their own party, because he's going to be reelected. And that's just the way it is. But we're winding down. We've done pretty good tonight, Ron. We got 2 minutes left. Do you have a closing statement?
oh man, I had a whole list. This is the first stream I've done in over a year. I think I maintained pretty well. DM, if you're in the chat there, do you think I maintained my language pretty good? I didn't
You did all right.
Board. I know I slip. I'm bad at that. I've got a sailor's mouth. Alex knows what I'm talking about, but so does Bobby for that matter. I just really appreciated being here, and I want to thank all of you out there that are watching us and that subscribe to us. I mean, I never thought I would be where I'm at. I just started my video or my channel as just okay, I'm making some videos and I wanted to keep them for my own recollection, and I put them on YouTube and people slowly start watching them, and now I've got over 600 subscribers, and I'm like, wow,
congratulations.
I didn't even try. I mean, I think that's so awesome.
The guest tonight, Kimberly Frankenberry, is Dangerous Freedom. DM, would you please throw up his URL? For some reason, StreamYard didn't put his name or mine up there, either one. So DM or anybody that has a wrench, except you, Dangerous Freedom. Somebody throw Dangerous Freedom's URL up there so everybody will get it. Thank you, DM. And I appreciate that. And I want to thank you for being here, Ron. I've been looking forward to it all week. I always look forward to Fridays because you're off on Fridays usually, and we get a chance to talk for a couple of hours. It's always good. Man, I love you. And it's 9 o'clock straight up, so I'm going to back out of here. If you don't mind, everybody, bow your head for one quick second, and I'd like to say a short prayer. Lord God, thank you once again, Lord, for being in our presence. Lord, I want to thank you for my dear friend Ron, Lord, and for the effort that he put into this. And Lord, thank you for being in our midst and making this a success. I want you to go with us tonight, Lord, as we go our ways. I want you to lead us and bless us, Lord. Give us the things that you'd have us to have. Lord, give us strength and hope that we'll always look to you in good times and in bad. So be it, and amen. Everybody, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank Ron, my dear friend, Dangerous Freedom. Thank you for being here, and I'm going to X out of here. And Ron, I'll be talking to you soon. Thank you for having the time to come here tonight and be with us.
Thank you.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later. God bless everybody. Have a good night.
Stay prepared.
Always keep your powder dry. See you later.